And let me tell you one that comes to my mind that I've written a couple of articles fairly recently about, which, if not quite as disturbing as an outright collapse, comes close to it in my mind, and ethically almost has more of a disturbing tone to it. And it's a scenario that I call TechnoSplit. And what I mean by a TechnoSplit scenario is like this. If we look at the gaping inequalities that have developed in our age right now, and I don't need to get into them in this audience. I'm sure everyone's only too aware of how extreme they are. Like something like the wealthiest 8 men in the world right now own as much wealth as the entire bottom half of the world's population. Unbelievable extremes, like never before in any part of human history. If you look at that and you look at these technological developments going on with genetic engineering and nanotechnology and people, a real scenario of people getting neurally connected to the internet, there's this sense that this inequality could actually turn into an inequality of DNA. And you could end up with one smaller human species going through, like basically enhancing themselves and just having a grand old life. And the bulk of humanity and essentially experiencing something akin to that collapse. But this techno-split would be such that the wealthy elite, and it might be not just 1%, we might be talking about maybe the wealthiest 500 million or billion people in the world, but the wealthy elite can keep those channels of resource use together enough and use violence, use their power, and their economic and military power and information power to maintain this, even in spite of the rest of the world basically falling apart and dealing with climate change. And I sometimes wonder, and you're maybe better equipped than me to answer this, but I sometimes wonder if the reason we don't hear about the threat of collapse so much from some of those elements of power, those echelons, where people should be looking at this and doing something about it, maybe because secretly, maybe not so secretly among themselves, they go, it'll be okay with us. It's okay for us.